seen it all before. 5 years ago, he was a Great Britain player. He's used to big occasions, and he has a very clear message for his players today.
Just to give him the same commitment and effort that they did last week against Oldham, and just keep playing his own game, not get knocked off his stride, and not to worry about them too much, concentrate on their own performances.
And if ever a boss led by example, it was Keith Rain against Oldham, his first ever hat-trick when it mattered most. This was the players' extra bonus for that win, a Christmas turkey each. Today's added incentive really takes the biscuit.
Last week's bonus, as we were aware of, lads, was a Christmas turkey. This week's festive bonus, kindly sponsored by the club sponsors Fox's Biscuits, is a selection of their biscuits. Let's go out there and enjoy our day.
But to get their teeth into the jammy dodgers, Batley have to stop Widnes's artful dodger, Jonathan Davis. 15 tries, the league's top point scorer. And Davis moves from fullback to centre in a formidable Widnes lineup today because Alan Tate is back after 2.5 months out with a groin strain. Paul Etchison keeps his place on the right wing, where he made his debut in the victory over Leeds last week. If anyone has anything to prove, it could be Andy Currier, who was sent off when Widnes beat Batley 26-10 here in the Challenge Cup in January. Paul Geary, who scored both Batley tries that day, is still out with a hip injury, but Steve Parrish, who missed the Oldham match, has passed a late fitness test on his hamstring and he's sub. Lee Bargate, aged 18, makes his debut against Martin Afire in place of the injured Gary Thornton. Otherwise, Batley are unchanged, and they'll rely on the steadying influence of their acting captain Michael Booth from Brisbane when the sparks start to fly. With Batley 15th in Division 2, this really is what makes the fans' season worthwhile. Let's settle back with them and watch the action. Sheffield versus Leeds and our Christmas bonus still to come. But here now, David Watkins and John Hell.
There's no doubt this is Batley's big day, but David, any danger they might freeze on the big occasion?
Well, Batley are under no illusion of the task ahead of them, I'm sure, but Widnes are the informed side and of enormous proportions, speed, skill, size and great individuals, and we'll just have to see.
And Batley will be looking to their big forwards to drive them forward and drive them out of trouble, as they did on that first one there. And here is Sonny Wakaru. Won't surprise you with a name like that to know he's a Kiwi. And the kick up straight up in the air, and well taken as well by Etchison. But penalty awarded as well to Widnes for offside. Well, that would certainly have done Paul Etchison's confidence the world of good. He took it extremely well. And Jonathan Davis just to simply put the ball into touch. It was Steinman's high kick which Atchison took. Now along the more familiar names for scrum down viewers, like David Hume here. Three-man Batley tackle there with Wakaru to the fore again. Acting half-back Paul Hume. Imosi Koloto threatens to play it inside, and Currier's away, and Currier's going to get Widnes' first try virtually in the first 90 seconds. And he puts the ball down now behind the posts. Andy Currier registers. Widnes are on the board. Just the start Batley didn't want.
Well, this is the start they really didn't want. Koloto merely passes the ball out. Currier cuts inside a feeble-looking defence and goes over under the sticks. And that must make Batley think, what a task ahead of us.
And Jonathan Davis makes it 6 points to 0. The start Widnes required, not the one that was needed for Batley and their fans. But Andy Currier there, as Nick was saying, he had something to prove. He's proved it straight away.
Well, Batley wanted to impress, but this is how easy it all turned out to be. Just quick passing, Currier slips the defence, full back stranded, over under the post for the start of perhaps an avalanche.
Stainburn, a little kick through, and they're all chasing it. Alan Tate goes across, safely collected, and the former Scottish Rugby Union fullback held close to the line as well. So they obviously got over those early nerves.
Well, they couldn't have had a worst possible start, but certainly they are now settling down to the task ahead of them, and it's making Widnes think about their game already.
That's good play, and that's got Aitchison moving down this touchline, and he'll kick ahead, and it'll be picked up, one imagines, for Batley, just ahead of David Hume by Neil Hartley. Well, so often when sides like this meet, the First Division side don't know much about the Second Division team. That's not the case here, because of Batley's visit to Norton Park last time. Rain, the ball's gone from his grasp. It's gone from Tate's as well. So, a bit of a dithery start, but the fullback has been out of action since October. But Dougie Lawton only too happy to call him back in. And when you look at the Widnes lineup today, and still missing John Devereux and Darren Wright, it's formidable to say the least.
Well, it is formidable. There's no doubt about it. They're running into the form that made them the best side in the world, and they most certainly have shown that form in the last couple of weeks.
Hamill linked up nicely then. Stainburn, that's going to be a knock-on. John Stainburn, who was Batley's Player of the Year. It's going to be a Widnes ball, and this is where Widnes might well stretch the opposition. On lovely running by Tate, and the fire's out on that far side. Is Martin Afire going to get his first try of the afternoon? I can't imagine anybody's going to stop him now. He's in. There's a little war dance from Martin Afire that says, I'm here and I'm in business again. Try number 16 for him this season, and Widnes already in double figures.
Well, this is the kind of stuff that makes world champions. Perfectly timed passing right across the line. The sheer speed of Martin Afire on the outside as he slows up as he crosses the line. What a try.
We've seen it so many times, but it never ceases to excite. Could hardly be a more difficult kick, although for a right-footed kicker it is from the preferable touchline. And he's kicked them before, but not this time. Ten points to 0.
Well, First Division sides fear this type of thing. A perfectly timed entrance into the line, a perfectly timed pass. Already the defence is chasing, and you can't afford to do that. When Martin Afire has the outside, no one can stop him. This proves the case.
Fire. Which way is he going to go? Well, he's going to go right and try and straighten up, and now he's going to go left. Head down. He's always in the thick of things. Unlike a lot of wingers, of course.
Well, so he likes to get involved quite a bit, does Martin. He looks for work all the time. Sometimes it doesn't come off for him, but you've got to give it him.
There might be a bit more work coming his way shortly, because Caloto had made a break. Batley have Bailey struggling a little bit at the moment, and this is for Marlowe. Oh, great running for Marlowe. Now David Hume. Still going David Hume, and there's two men on his outside. He might make it all himself. Hume to Aitchison. Try number 3 for Widnes. Simple enough. And his first in senior rugby for Paul Aitchison. Always a marvellous moment for a player to get his first try at this level. And that moment belongs now to Paul Aitchison.
Well, David Hume here, but this run is a barnstorming run, pushing people off by Vermola. Back inside now to David Hume. He breaks out of the first tackle. The tackler can't hold him. The defence now is spread-eagled in such a way they're holding off him. That's fatal. Holding off is fatal. When they do come in, of course, it's the superbly timed pass to Aitchison.
So the first try of his professional career for Paul Aitchison. They think very highly of him at Norton Park, and I know there's 2 or 3 youngsters here, like Spruce and McCurry, who they predict great things for, so I think Widnes are going to be at the very top of rugby league for a few years to come. Again, it's an awkward kick for the Welshman, and I don't think it's going to curl in enough. It isn't, but even so, it's 14 points to 0.
Well, for Milo's strong run here, coming through the middle, knocking people off, really looking for the support of David Hume on the inside. He wrong puts the defence, although the tackling was rather weak there. But once the defence is turned, everybody now holding off him, which is Patel. Just times his past perfection. Aitchison over in the corner.
Batley's player coach is going off, Keith Rain, and Steve Parish is coming on. Interesting that. Not quite sure whether he's injured, Keith Rain, or not, but he's taking a breather, that's for sure. So Widnes have certainly taken a stranglehold at 14-0. Let's hear from Nick on the touchline.
Well, John, just what Batley didn't want, of course, was to lose their player coach on an occasion like this, and at the moment Keith Rain is not sure whether he can continue. There is a strain at the back of his knee. He's got an ice pack to it at the moment. He's hoping he might be able to return, but it's a bit early yet to tell, but certainly bad news for Batley.
Certainly is, thanks Nick. Their most experienced forward. Here's a good spirited run from Paul Marshall, who's been in good try-scoring form recently, a couple in the last 4 games. And it really would do them so much good if they could just get over that Widnes line even once. The ball's been lost, it was picked up again by Stainburn, but it was picked up because it had gone forward. And referee Alan Burke says that we'll have to have a scrum. This one will come out cleanly hooked and healed by Phil McKenzie. That was a very necessary tackle by Fortis on David Hume. Grimmer. I think there's no doubt Dougie Lawton has still got him as steamed up as he would have if it was Wigan.
Well, I think that's the way they are. They are a professional club. They want to do well. He wants to win everything in rugby league this year, does Doug Lawton. And that isn't a bad wish at the end of the day, if you can get your players fired up in these occasions.
Taken by James Hamill, another who's come out of the amateur ranks this summer, played at Dewsbury Moor. I don't think history will be repeating itself today, not for the gallant youths. But 15 minutes to half-time, they've restricted Widnes to 3 tries, and they've had 1 or 2 good efforts themselves. There's the scorer of that last try, Aitchison. He's got the right idea. Paramount now for Batley to stick to their task, not do anything silly, just do the basics right. Hope that Widnes ease up a little bit, maybe. Thrown out a little bit sloppily, but picked up by Myler, and there must be danger again here now. Jonathan Davis' turn to come through the middle. Brilliant running as well. There's nobody on the outside for David Hume. He's got the ball away though. It's taken here by Alan Tate, a few yards from the line. Davis will surely score himself. Jonathan Davis in at a canter. And he was the man really who followed it up after Tony Myler's break, and he figured twice more and was the man to pop the ball down over the line. And it's a prolific season for him.
Well, this is Davis magic here. Grimmer takes the ball in, then slips it back. It goes back, but Tony Myler standing in a defensive position, not up for the ball, but nonetheless makes the most of this, makes the half break by bringing Davis back on his inside. Look at that superb sidestep, wrong put into defence. But when David Hume now comes the wrong way, who comes back off him? Jonathan Davis yet again. Long ball over. What's going to happen now? Tate, seeing his way blocked, flicks it outside. Now just what this for arrogance? Draws the man, knows he can't do anything about it. What a try.
You said magic, David, and no doubt about it. Goodness knows how many times he was involved. He seemed to be in there about 4 times.
Well, he's playing at the top of his form now, is Jonathan Davis. He really is a superb artist.
You're going to run out of superlatives, even as a fellow Welshman, I think. That was a gem. And I think he's kicking the perfect conversion to go with the try as well. Flags hoisted, and Davis takes Widnes on to 20 points with 6 of his own.
Well, we see Jonathan Davis at his best here. It's his backing up here. He throws the long ball over. Alan Tate not really taking it on the burst, starts to go back inside. Back out to Jonathan Davis. Now watch the arrogance here. Bargate, inexperienced, doesn't know, sticks with his wing as he should have done, I suppose. Davis scores.
Really was a